Welcome to this whistle-stop tour of Draycott-en-le-Moors, a small village in North Staffordshire. We're starting our tour at the western and newer end of the village. In focus now is the New Plough public house built in the 1930s. Here we can see the main road, Exeter Road. The road, which as you can tell by its straightness, dates back to Roman times. It went from the ford at Roster to the ford at Chesterton, near Newcastle. And this is more modern housing developments from the 20th century. Stewart Avenue, built in the 30s, and further along New Avenue. One of the most important buildings in the village is the village school. This is Draycott Manor Primary School, built in 1938, replaced the building which is now the village hall. We'll see that later. You can see it's quite a grand building, typical of the 30s style. Next to it are these interesting air raid shelters for use during World War II. And behind that is an area which used to be part of the school field, but is now the village recreation ground. There's lots of interest in our village, and this is a 1929 Austin Heavy 12 owned by Jeff Perkins, one of the villagers. The present school was not the first to be built in the village. The first came in 1830, but was soon succeeded by this in 1850, the original National School, but now the Church Hall. Undoubtedly, the most important building in the village, and the oldest, is the parish church. Originally started in 1268 as St. Peter's Catholic Church, it was converted under the Reformation to St. Margaret's Protestant. The tower and the Draycott Chapel, which is not visible at the present moment, the oldest sections. Have a look inside. Now inside the tower, over 800 years old. Look at that ladder dating from the Middle Ages. I'm now inside the Draycott Chapel, the monuments of the Draycott family. The oldest is this, of a crusader, his name unknown, but probably Richard de Draycott, the founder of the church. The newest is this, from the 17th century, late 17th century. This is also Richard Draycott. Here, in the 16th century, the finely carved alabaster monuments, and also this one, the grandparents, or parents, I forget which, of the former two. Here's the main body of the church, the entrance to the tower there. The inscription, this is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. Rebuilt in 1848. This section is the newest, but that's quite beautiful. Stone windows there. The altar, the choir practicing. The most interesting aspect of the church is perhaps this chest. dating from the early medieval period. Made out of a single oak tree, it is believed to be the oldest piece of parish church furniture still in its original parish church. It was built to keep the church valuables, and there was 3 locks on there. The priest held the key for one, the church ordinary, and another reliable member of the community, the last one. We're now in the churchyard, actually the second churchyard. The oldest one surrounds the church, and the newest is through that gate there. In the distance we can also see Draycott Sports Centre, originally a tennis club founded in the 20s, now grown and grown with gym, sauna and other such leisure facilities. The brow of the hill behind the bypass is the cricket pitch of Blythe Colours Cricket Club. Draycott, like most villages, has been traditionally a farming community, and one of the oldest farms, which is this one, Manor Farm. We're now in the traditional heart of the village. There's the village local, the Draycott Arms, it's tied to the manor of course. And alongside that, we have the village post office, complete with a red telephone box. Interestingly enough, behind the post office, some interesting holes cut into the rock, believed to be medieval residences. Top of the hill, one may find a cockpit. From the opposite angle, and next to it you can see a very interesting building. There's a shield of the Draycott family. This building was originally a tithe barn, but later a public house named the White Swan. It is now a private residence. Our village is full of beautiful buildings, such as these old workers' cottages. The first one, Clock Cottage, is believed to be haunted. These unassuming garages were once the village smithy and date from medieval times. Here by the brook we find the old village, the traditional ideal of English life. The building in the distance there is actually quite old and used to be a drover's cottage when cattle drovers drove their cattle through the village, perhaps towards market in Cheadle or Stafford. And here we are by the village brook. We shall end our tour of Draycott-en-le-Moors.